That's fantastic. It's like I have sensory overload right now. It's like all that fabulous. I don't know if I should watch that or the fantastic interpretation. I don't know what. Do you know how happy I am to have interpretation at the service and how it opens up our community? It's wonderful. And do you know how happy I am to have these fabulous musicians? It's just wonderful. And the first service, Melissa said, this one is for all of you old 60s hippies. I didn't know what she meant. Except that, we're all kind of refugees from that place further down on 101, Moved up here, cleaned up our acts, And now we're dealing with our children who are doing all the things that we did, and we don't want them to do it. Isn't karma wonderful? Huh? Anyway, if you're visiting with us for the first time, I'll tell you how we do things. Because we don't have a religious calendar to follow, we make up our own agenda, which is a wonderful thing to do. And our theme for this year is celebrating spiritual community. And I love that word celebrating, because celebrating means enjoying, valuing as important, holding up, honoring, and that's what we're doing. We're honoring spiritual community. And I guess I don't have to tell those of you who come here regularly, because that's why you're here probably. You sense the value of journeying together in a spiritual community, and you're doing more of it. And then every month we approach the topic from a different angle. And this month the angle is through loving one another, of course, because it's February and the month in which we have Valentine's Day, and that's why William collected all of your prayers and wishes and commitments to kindness last week and hung them up here. And by the way, if you didn't get a chance to write down your prayer or your wish, there are still blank hearts at the table over there, or right there in front of the drum, and you can write down your commitment, prayer, wish, anything you like, and we'll add it up over there. It's also the month where we traditionally have our Baroque concert. And we have original instruments, and we play music, and I'm going to be playing the flute, and Daniel Celador is going to be playing the oboe, and it's going to be wonderful. That's Saturday. They asked me, should we give the concert a title? And I said, yes, we should call it the Baroque Hearts. Yes, thank you. I practiced that. So, thank you. So last week we started our focus on loving one another by looking at warmth and kindness and happiness. And now this week we're looking at the next chapter in this, our recommended book. And the topic is contact, to touch and to be touched. And we're not talking this week about physical contact touch. We're talking about the connection that happens person to person when we are there in an intentional communication. That's what we're talking about. And this recommended book, by the way, The Power of Kindness, the unexpected benefits of leading a compassionate life. And I noticed what the publisher has put on the back cover. It says, a leading transpersonal psychologist reveals the surprising secret to a happy life. Are you ready? Here it is. Act with kindness. Truly, that's the whole secret for the whole month. What kindness will deliver to you when you practice it? So anyway, I turned to the beginning of the chapter to read and get prepared, and I was so worried about what I discovered in the opening lines, because the author says right there in the opening lines, the best time of your life is over. I was like, oh no, I hope this gets better. Seriously, what is he going to say? He said, the best time of your life is over. You reached your peak at about 5 months old. Think about that. Isn't that funny? Because after that, everything goes downhill. Everything changes for some good reasons. Biological survival mechanisms kick in. You can't be that open with strangers. That's what our biology tells us. And unfortunately, for some of us, when the danger of strangers has passed, we still carry with us some of those wall-building techniques. And the result is we lose some of our ability, natural ability, to connect with one another. See, at 5 months old, we've settled down. I guess the experience of being born is settling into us, and we don't have much sense of hurry, nowhere to go, no real sense of past or future or present, just kind of hanging out in creation, in this new spacesuit, looking out, wow, enjoying, flirting with creation. Oh, you look good. I think I'll smile at you. It's so wonderful to be the recipient of that smile, isn't it? Because it's so undefended. It wants nothing. There's no goal, there's no motive, no manipulation. It's just take it or leave it. Because I'm loving being right now. Some people keep a little bit of that, I mean, don't you know folk who can just connect with any stranger easily, strike up a conversation? Ugh. I have a colleague, I went to his church once to check him out, see how he does church, and I learned so much. It was after the service, I watched him, he came out, and he connects with everybody easily, naturally, having conversation, eye contact, talking to them, asking them how they are, reminding them that he doesn't remember their name, and I went, oh my goodness, I don't know how to do that. And I realized I had to learn how to do that because there's way too much contact. It's like friends of mine go running around Spring Lake frequently twice a week, and we go running. And so I'm running with my friends, and then we stop because one of the friends is having a conversation with somebody running in the opposite direction. It's a very engaged conversation, and I assumed they know each other. Well, I learned afterwards that they didn't. They just somehow connected in mid-run and started to speak. I mean, a real big conversation. And as I heard this, the alarm started to ring. I said, what? Don't you understand? You don't do that. You don't speak to strangers. They might want something. But I'm learning that folk who can connect like that easily, whether it's learned or whether it's natural talent, they have a different experience of life. The kind of experience that I'm wanting. It's easier. There's more joy in it. A flow, an exchange of energy, opening up of possibilities. Life is kinder. And you know what the good news is? The same good news as last week. The good news for this month is it's never too late to learn. And this week, it's never too late to learn how to connect. Just in the same way that many of us learned how to distance ourselves. We can learn how to connect. Because we do. We learn how to build walls for some good reasons, for safety reasons. But the problem with those walls is that inside the walls is poverty. That's where we are poor, when we are safe inside our walls. Because our nourishment comes from connections. Connections, contact, it stimulates us, it gives us courage.